Ha ha! Hey, what's going on, crypto people? What the world? Little Miss Crypto sees just getting home. What the? Just getting home. I'm like, what the world? Bye bye. Just getting home, doing the 2 gig thing. Putting them, putting them to work, Keyless. Putting them to work. Happy Sunday, Sunday night vibes. Look, Blair Networks. What are we doing with this wrap FLR? What are we doing right now? What are we doing with that thing right now? It's a little back and forth on X. It's good. What are we doing with it? We're gonna continue to expose the Federal Reserve. It's kind of has to happen. Kind of has to happen. Oh, by the way, I just favorite libation. Yeah, I've been pretty much all afternoon and evening with this right here because you know after you after you watch the New York Football Giants. Yeah, it's it is what it is. It is what it is. Holy moly. We got a lot of stuff to cover on X. I'm going to run through this stuff. I know it's pretty late night. I appreciate you guys checking in. Andreas Antonopoulos was right. We'll get into that. Even the guy from We'd Say When actually agreed with this as well. We'll get this lady from the Federal Reserve, not from the Federal Reserve, exposing the Federal Reserve. We'll get into that as well. Flare Networks F asset participation. Yeah, it's kind of a thing. It's kind of a thing. We're going to hear from my guy, Gary Cardone. Let me see if I can't find that video for you, fam. Let's see. He said something that I thought was great. There it is. We'll share that as well. Or we could have things like Tyreek Hill getting arrested, thrown to the Tyreek Hill getting arrested on the way to the game. On the way to the game, or we could have that, I guess. Or we could just have shootings, school shootings, or we can get sheriffs walking into the doorstep of someone's home and saying that the sheriff now owns the home. Anyway, crazy stuff. It's crazy town. What boy you talking about? Them Cowboys? You talking about them Cowboys, Keyless. You talking about the Cowboys. I know you talking about them Cowboys. What happened here? What? All right, come on, Zoom. Don't do this to me. What happened? Uh, uh, it went full screen on me. I don't want it full screen. Oh boy. Anyway, crazy stuff. No need to go over the market. It's doing what it does. I'll snatch up some BTC again today. Oh man, did it go up to 55? Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait a day or so. It looks like it's 55 now for BTC. Crazy day. Yeah. You gotta grab your favorite libation after you watch some New York Football Giants. Holy moly, what the world's going on? All right, so where do we even start? Is that right? So it's showing Bitcoin at 55,000. It was 54,000 just a few hours ago, but it's back up to 55, which I guess is okay. So we're going to get into it. We're going to run through this late night. I appreciate you guys hanging out on a Sunday night. Cali Cat says, never too late for some crypto news, Siege. Much appreciated, sir. You're welcome, Cali Cat. Appreciate you checking in. I don't know, it was Riverside County somewhere. That was crazy. And I think the story is that the sheriff was I guess the young lady of the home, I don't know, somehow got, ran back into her house or something, and the mom was there, and mom was not trying to speak with the sheriff inside her home, was going to speak to the sheriff outside her home, and dude was anyway. That's just some maddening stuff. All right, so where should we start? No need to go over the numbers. Market's doing what it does. Let's go over some Flare Networks growth. I like it. This participation is awesome, and it shows that liquidity incentive events work when done properly. They work, and you will get people coming to participate, and you'll get some of those people staying to participate. You're always going to get the loyals. You're going to get the people that are loyal, want to see the project grow, but you'll get people that came for farming and then began to realize what's all good in Flare Networks, and some of them will stay. It's kind of how it works. It says Flare Networks put this out, non-stock growth in F asset participation, another 4.6 million tests XRP minted into FTX XRP, another 4 million test XRP minted into Flare test XRP in just 1 month. Let's boost those redemption numbers. Redeeming is vital for the success of the S asset open beta, and your airdrop eligibility. Is it? No. Might as well just do a little redeeming while we're here, right? Might as well do it. Might as well do it while we're here. Let's see. My phone's not gonna make the charge. Yeah, Flare Network's doing their thing. I do want to discuss this what to do with the WFLR though. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's go. Redeem, huh? Did I redeem? I think I redeemed. I don't know if I redeemed or not. It says mint. Nah. Yeah, I don't have any more to redeem. I redeemed everything. I redeemed, so we're good. Good there. We're good. We're good. We're good. I can mint a couple and then redeem. What? Mint? Well, mint. I probably should refresh and yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's disconnect the wallet. Let's connect the wallet. Connect it to 3 networks. 005. That's interesting. Can I? It's nothing to redeem. You can mint up to 1. I don't know why. Mint 1 only. Next. Not enough free collateral. There's not enough free collateral. I don't know what that is. Why just not enough free collateral? Let me do this. Let me disconnect. Let me refresh. I should have some extra BTC too, I thought. What's going on with that? Felt like this number, the BTC didn't change. Anyway, let's see. Uh, let's see. Nope. 3 zeros, 4. 3 zeros and a 4. I have 3 zeros and 5. So why can't I mint? Why can't I mint the BTC? I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe it's a different number that you need, huh? Yeah, I don't know. What's the BTC number to redeem, to mint? Anyhow, anyhow, I don't know. There it is. I tried. No minting and redeeming for me. No minting and redeeming over there. But those numbers, again, impressive. Liquidity incentive events, they just work, family. They just work once you understand what the purpose is. It's to garner attention. It's just to garner attention, right? That's the purpose of it. Now, what to do with this WFLR? Let me welcome some more people to the channel. Legendary, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you checking in. Seeds, do you mind sharing that link? Oh, Legendary's got it. There it is, right there. There it is. Any case, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. That'd be super, super cool if you guys could do that. Let me go over here real quick. Yeah, that works. And if you guys could hit the like button, we always like to have just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. No minting and redeeming for me. I don't know what the minting BTC number that you have to have amount of test BTC. I thought I had enough. I thought it was 004, but 3 zeros and then 4. I got 3 zeros and 5, but it is not working. Probably means I need more of the BTC. And I think I got some BTC this morning. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But let's go over this thing here with this dude. I put this out, Andrew M here. I put my flare drop into Scepter liquid staking, earning for 44%, then swapped. Now, swap these SFLR to Jewel, and it's being staked currently just under 200%. I freaking love FLR ecosystem. And this is my thing that I was thinking is, if you're taking the flare drop, WFLR, and you're getting into SFLR, and then if you're swapping it, my understanding is you're losing the SFLR, right? If you're swapping in a dual anyway. And some people were saying some stuff like leaving out the 90-day countdown period for unstaking. He says, thanks for sharing, but why would you stake FLR into Scepter if you are swapping for a Jewel? This is what I'm thinking. He says, another person said, did they raise the APY for Jewel staking? Last I checked, it was down around 80%. Now back up to 180%. So he was talking about something else. He's talking about liquidity pool, is what this Andrew dude is talking about. That's interesting that someone is suggesting the Scepter is not safe. Huh. Anyway, I thought one of these platforms is like projects or teams is like doing 2 or 3 things, right? I don't know what 2 or 3 it is, but I feel like there's one team that's like doing 2 or 3 things in Flare Networks. So and this Joseph said the same thing that I was thinking here. After you swap your S Flare to Jewel, you do not earn 44% liquid staking earning anymore. You just gave your SFLR to somebody else. But the path is correct. WFLR, SFLR, Jewel. Well, how do you get the SFLR? See, that's the thing that I'm wondering. Is there a difference between WFLR and Scepter staking it, as opposed to going on Spark Dex with WFLR and swapping that WFLR into SFLR? I don't know. Kevin Vincent said, I do the same, but instead of staking, I supply liquidity to the SFLR Jewel on SparkDex and get 216%. Another person says, why would you go liquid then swap? That's what I was thinking. So There's some confusion here. He says, but the path is after you swap your SFLR to Jewel, because this person said he took the flare drops and he staked it with Scepter. And then he swapped it into Jewel. But I think what he's meaning is he entered a liquidity pool. Anyway, what are people doing with that WFLR? I could have sworn somebody said something about using Spark decks here. Scepter put this out. Over 100 million SFLR staked on Scepter since staking reopened yesterday. You really missed us, huh? Staking closes in 6 days. Don't miss out on an opportunity to earn some extra rewards with your SFLR. So still some questions. Still some questions. Again, you know, everybody's wanting to hop into this pool here, Legendary. Everybody's wanting to hop into this particular pool here with the S-Flare, SFLR, and Jewel. You can see the TVL is 1.38 million. I will connect. Yeah, I'll connect the test wallet. Oh boy, what is wrong with this thing? What is wrong with this thing? Ugh. Everyone wants to hop into this pool. I don't need to connect. I don't need to connect. Everyone wants to hop into this pool here. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Goodness gracious. I know what it is. Fine, you boys. Everyone wants to hop into this pool, and I get it. It's a nice little pool. I really do get it, but let's see here. I don't know why it keeps doing it. Anyway. Anyone wants to hop into this pool? It's a lot of jewel rewards here. Got a fee APR. It's a nice pool. It really is a nice pool. It really, really is a nice pool. Yeah, lot value is the 000 and 4, right? Keyless, and I got 000 and 5. Yep, that's the number. So I have just enough, and it won't let me do it. What's going on, the Muskegon Aristocrat? How are you, my friend? How are you? Hope you are doing well. My Zoom is out of control right now. Yeah, hold on a second. Zoom is out of control. I don't know what the view is, why it's like this. Galleries. Still didn't change. Yep. Full screen. So anyway, that's the exact pool I'm in on their Siege. Yeah, I know. I remember you telling me that, bro. So I know a lot of people want to get into that. So that's the deal with the WFLR. What are you doing with that WFLR when you get it? That's kind of the question. What are you doing with that WFLR when you get it? My initial thought was just like this guy. Well, I think just like this guy. Uh, you get your flare drop, WFLR, and you get some SFLR. Now you can get to SFLR a number of ways. You can go to Scepter with that WFLR and stake it. Now you have SFLR. But if you swap out of if you go into the liquidity pool with that SFLR and you go double-sided, you need jewel. So you got to get that jewel from somewhere. Right? You got to get the jewel from somewhere. Are you swapping some of your SFLR for jewel? Because if you do, then, you get the jewel, you're in the pool, So if he's going to swap 50% of it, right, to understand that's what you're doing, and now only 50% of that is going to be getting whatever benefits there are from having SFLR, right? If you go to SparkDex and swap it, which I could swear my guy Steve was saying something about doing that as well. Your WFLR and you swap it, now you're getting SFLR for your WFLR. A legendary says, I've been splitting it up and rolling it over right. So you're getting the jewels and you're recompounding, right? Probably recompounding the jewel rewards. So anyway, I don't know what the strategy is there. I'm not necessarily sold on that particular pool. It's nice jewel rewards. And again, if I was going to get into the pool, I would be swapping the earnings of jewel to what I believe is the more pristine asset, which would be FLR, right? That's what I would do. Maybe 50-50, 50% of the jewel rewards swap into FLR, and the other 50%, perhaps I would stake it, something like that. But I'm not in that liquidity pool yet. I'm not in it yet. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do with this particular flare drops. I would prefer to be in SFLR, WFLR pool personally. So because then you're earning RFLR directly. Being in the SparkDex pool, you're going to earn RFLR as well as jewel, right? Because you're going to get the rewards, you're going to get the fees, you're going to get not just the jewel, but I think you get R, right? You get RFLR for being in the SFLR jewel pool, right? Because they're a participating emissions thing, even though the rewards don't. Hold a second. Check something here. Just give me 1 second. One second. Let me do this real quick. So that's the one. 3% fee, 0.3%. So that's good. 0.3%. There's their fee APR 9% a year. So it's 0.3 in and out. That's the tier fee. Rewards 202, total 212. Daily rewards is 125 Joule, right? For being in this pool. But aren't you still getting RFLR? For being on SparkDex and providing liquidity? I think so. I think so. Why is this okay, so so this one, the rewards, the daily rewards is the RFLR. But I think so. I think you still, I don't know. I don't want to say that you do get the RFLR for being in this liquidity pool, unless I'm certain that that's the case. But I think that is the case. But anyway, I'm not in it yet. I know a lot of people are in this thing. I love the TVL. That's a lot of TVL, 1.38 million. 0.3% is awesome. Yeah, so we'll have to clarify that. Legendary says, yes, RFLR rewards too. So there you go. Oh, Legendary says you get key when you get the Joule. So there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good reasons to be in that pool. Again, just as me personally, I will be swapping the Joule, not all of it, but some of it. If I got into it, I'm not in it yet. I like the SFLR. Crypto's in the building. What's going on, Crypto? How are you, my friend? So, in any case, this whole WFLR thing again. I remember I was talking with Steve about just going to SparkDex with your WFLR to SFLR that way, and swapping as opposed, and then yeah. See how in the SparkDex you could swap? That's what I probably do. WFLR here, SFLR there, then take my SFLR and go do something. It's probably what I would do. Probably what I would do. Just thinking out loud. I'm not telling you guys what to do. Probably what I would do. And then if I was to get into this pool, I would take half the rewards and get more FLR. That's what probably I would do. But if you're going to get Joule and you're going to get Key and you're going to get the RFLR, yeah, I will be swapping half those rewards. Not telling anyone else what to do, but that's what I would do. I would want more FLR. Personally. Personally, I would want more FLR. But that's just me. Let me know in the comments what you guys are doing. What do you think about my strategy? But that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would swap half of that, at least half. Again, it's nothing against the Joule token. I think the greater value add is in the FLR token. Ultimately, I think so. But anyway, part of these liquidity pools in this farming is about bringing stable coins, right? And adding stable coin liquidity. Right? You got to be careful about chasing APRs. Got to be really, really careful about it. Really, really careful. Yeah, got to be really, really careful with that. But that TVL is nice, 1.38 million, because again, that tier fee, 0.3%. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of TVL. I don't know what the 24-hour volume is. That would really give you more beta. It would alpha. That would give you more alpha, more intel on what's going on with that 24-hour volume. But that's a lot of TVL, 1.38 million. 24-hour volume kind of speaks more to how active it is, how many people coming in, that type of deal like that. So, in any case, that's kind of my thoughts on that. Let me share some interesting stuff here. Listen to Andreas Antonopoulos here. Then I'm going to let you listen to this Federal Reserve lady exposing the Federal Reserve. I shared this with you guys before, Keyless. You probably will remember that Federal Reserve video. But check this out from Andreas Antonopoulos.
The problem is we are going to a digital currency society where cash will be gradually eradicated, either through non-use, or a lot of countries and a lot of governments are trying to actively ban it. So they're putting limits on how much you can use cash. Say, $1,000, and if it's more than $1,000, using cash is illegal. When we go to the society, we have to really think about the implications. Do we want a society in which our digital money is under complete surveillance and complete control, where if you go to the wrong protest, or if you support the wrong political campaign, or if you make a payment to the wrong person or receive money from the wrong person, suddenly your money disappears. It's no longer yours anymore. It's frozen, it's seized, it's gone. And someone has control of that. Corporations, banks, governments, and in most cases, there is no difference between corporation, bank, and government, right? And so that's one scenario. And the other scenario is one in which individuals control their money. And it is digital money, but it's digital cash like Bitcoin, where you can pay an individual from one person to another, just like I can with cash today, without any other party getting involved. What really strikes me as amazing is that we've gotten used to this idea so quickly, which is that we no longer pay people. We no longer pay people directly. The less we use cash, the more we pay people through a corporation, right? So from tipping your valet to tipping your taxi driver to tipping wherever, tipping is pretty much the last remaining part of our society where cash is used to pay from one person who is not an incorporated entity to another person who is not an incorporated entity. Everything else you have to pay through a corporation, whether it's a bank, right? Whether it's Venmo, whether it's PayPal, whether it's any things. And we've gradually gotten used to this environment where we can't pay another person unless there's a corporation involved. And that's astonishing to me. And as cash disappears, that then becomes a final fact that every single payment in your life will be from you to a corporation.
And that corporation takes a piece of that, every single thing.
And not just that, it doesn't just take a piece, it also controls and surveils and monitors your use. And if you violate the terms and conditions, you are destitute.
Wow.
So the issue is not what we have today versus the digital currency of the future or Bitcoin or whatever. It's both futures are digital currency, and in both futures, cash will no longer exist. That is inevitable. We are going down that road, and now we have to choose. Do we go to the digital cashless society of corporate control over money with the complete and total merging of corporate and state money, where instead of having separation of state and money, you have the merging of state and money and corporation and money, where your money is branded money. You have Chase dollars. You have Goldman Sachs dollars.
Indeed. Interesting. I'm going to pause that. What do you guys think about that? That's a very, very interesting statement. What's going on, Keston Sinclair? I feel like it's been a minute since you've checked in. How are you, bro? Think about that. And isn't he speaking the truth? We've really just become really, really, really accustomed to just, that's what we're doing. We're going through a corporation to pay one another. And it almost, and he makes a point, because when you think about the surveillance, it's really true. Like, that surveillance is kind of really, it is a thing. Monitoring, surveilling, it is a thing. And he's right about the, it'll be Goldman dollars or JP Morgan dollars or some other person's dollars. It's true. He's making a huge point, right? He's saying we're going digital no matter what. It's just what kind of digital form of money do you want to participate in? What system do you really want to participate in? Makes a great point. Whether it be banks or corporations, he makes a really good point. I mean, the whole idea was to be peer-to-peer and to eliminate the middle person. And are we doing that, or are we not doing that? It's interesting. Are we doing that? Or are we not doing that? And everyone thinks it's just Bitcoin. It's not just Bitcoin, right? I can send you XRP. You can send me XRP. I can send you other forms of crypto, right? But he's right in that we really do have this choice on which route we're going to go down. That's why I'm just so alarmed by the whole CBDC thing and how so many companies think it's okay. I don't know. It just feels scary. It feels really scary. Let's listen some more. Like, which route are we really going to go down? Which route are we going to really choose? uh,
You have Coca-Cola dollars, right? You have money that is controlled by a corporation. Or do we go down the other future where we have money that is basically an internet protocol that is completely global, that any person can pay any person. They meet in the streets without any corporations getting involved, just from me to you, digital cash. And that's really it's a less optimistic view because I'm fully aware of what the other future is and it's already playing out. And it is in my opinion, a very dangerous future.
yeah. It's interesting. The idea, though, is, well, you're still using a device of some sort, right? I mean, there's still a device of some sort. Phones, email, but you still have that. Let's listen to this lady expose. This is an interesting story. This lady kind of exposing the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve, a privately owned Rothschild central banking cartel, charging taxpayers interest on money they print out of thin air since 1913. When you hear the interest numbers that they're making, and this is an older video, per hour, it's something. It is something. Let's take a listen to this lady. Keyless, you remember this video?
Federal Reserve is not federal. How many of you did not know before today that the Federal Reserve isn't federal? If you didn't, don't be shy. If you didn't know before today that the Federal Reserve isn't federal, raise your hand. Most people don't know that. 9 out of 10 people that I asked off the street don't understand that the Federal Reserve is a non-auditable private banking cartel.
You can't check the numbers. Can't check the books. And how is it that Congress after another Congress after another Congress continues to let that happen? They're accountable to no one, is the central banks. And that just continues to happen, just continues to happen.
They are collecting $36 million an hour in interest from the American people. $36 million an hour in interest from the American people.
$36 million an hour in interest from the American people. I don't know what these numbers are like today, how factual this is, but that's alarming. We already know that they are, you know, they do charge interest. They charge interest. They charge interest. Got these little laws and all this thing set up where they get this interest just from holding money somewhere. Then they get paid interest for just holding money somewhere. They get paid that interest.
My children, my two children, were born $86,000 in debt based on the national debt. Now, why am I going to take away from those children to give to somebody that is going to be born in 2030? That's not going to happen. So that was my decision. It was very easy. You know, you think about stuff like fear. Oh, the IRS is going to get you. They're going to take your stuff. That's not important to me. Stuff's not important. My children are important to me. I'm one of those mothers that will roll up her sleeves with one leg and try to whoop you if you mess with my children. And I think that a lot of mothers are like that. So this is what my decision was. And I went on and started educating people. One of the things that people asked me once I made this decision and started talking about it, how are we going to run the country without the income tax? I don't know how much Dan got into it, but the Grace Commission report that Ronald Reagan put out in 84, says that none of the money collected in income tax goes towards running the country. But the bottom line is it's not going towards running the country. So you patriotic people out there, you've been fooled. Fear.
And remember Bakule said that? Remember El Salvador president came to the country just recently and said the same thing. It's just an illusion that those tax dollars are being used for the country.
Rummel, he was Federal Reserve Chairman back in 1946, did a speech before the American Bar Association. The title of his speech was Taxes for Revenue Are Obsolete. Within the body of this report, he says that the taxes, the income taxes for redistribution of wealth. What is redistribution of wealth? What?
The income taxes, the purpose of the income taxes was for the redistribution of wealth.
What is that? That's taking from me that I've worked hard for and giving it from somebody else to somebody else. Shouldn't I have the right to redistribute my wealth if I want to? Another question that they ask me is, how come I haven't heard this on TV or on the radio or in the newspaper? Well, sweetie, the simple answer to that is the same people who own the television stations and the newspapers and the radio station are the same people who are involved with the Federal Reserve. And here is a little statement that says that it only requires 5% ownership to significantly influence the media. Rockefeller is one of the original shareholders of the Federal Reserve. As early as 1963, the House Banking Subcommittee reported that Rockefeller, through Chase Manhattan Bank, controlled 5.9% of the stock in CBS and the bank and gained interlocking directorates with ABC.
So they've been doing it back when? They've been doing and controlling the media back when? You know, this video is older video. They've been controlling the media since back in the early days. But so much of it makes sense, right? It's interesting to be able to go back and watch a video like that. I feel like that video is in the 90s, maybe. You know, I just I've watched so many different videos about and read books about the Federal Reserve System. So many books about it, videos, podcasts, learning about 1913. Then you read The Great Taking, and if you read The Confessions of an Economic Hitman, they all speak to the same truths. The vast majority of people in this country don't know that the term conspiracy theory was invented and created and put out to the populace by the CIA. Like a lot of people, I know it's hard, but that's a fact. it would be alarming to you if you understood the real thing that the alphabet groups do. It would shock most people, almost to a point of like why am I, it would get you right on that teeter-totter line of, dude, I gotta go all in to fight this, or just lay down. Or just lay down. Right? And I think it's just, we talk about the truth all the time. Can you like just handle the truth? Can you just handle the truth? Like the whole central Federal Reserve, the central banking system, there's just a truth to it that is just ugly, 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 ugly. And then the alphabets come up with terms that make you, the person exposing the truth, look like something. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. Now, I think it's interesting that a lot of people in Bitcoin and the digital asset space understand more about what's really going on with the central banks than the vast majority of people who are not in digital assets. But that's just the reality of what it is. Right? The reality of the Federal Reserve, New York Federal Reserve, again, it's like how many times can you read something from different people saying the same thing? And then the greatest test, I think the greatest test is the evaluation of how you're doing. And, how are you and your neighbors doing? It's funny because I always use the grocery store as an example. I just think it speaks volumes. When in 2021, when we first got to Texas, grocery stores were pretty empty. But when you went out, because we like to get out, Monday to weekdays, we go out. I mean, go places just it's just people everywhere. Grocery stores pretty fairly empty. But today, grocery stores pretty packed, parking lots pretty packed. And to me, it means less people are eating out, less people are using the shopping apps like Instacart to get their food. My bud's talking about he laughs at the $3 gas here because it's $7 where he lives. Right? There's a certain group of people who control the fiscal and monetary policy, and it's not the people. Right? It's not the people who control the fiscal and monetary policy. I just wonder who decided that the Federal Reserve was going to be responsible for policy. Like who said, oh yeah, let's get the central bank to do it. Like who decided that? And I get there's some good that comes from it, but that the golden goose, killing the golden goose, the friction, all that kind of stuff that's unnecessary. Why is that being fought so hard? Like, you ever think about why it's being fought so hard? Being able to get cash instantly and get paid hourly, and why all these things that can happen quickly for the people can speed up and create velocity for the individual is being fought so hard. You know what I mean? It just makes you think, doesn't it? Why is it being fought so hard? Why is it being fought? This is a book that I think I have on my to-do list to get. It talks about the Federal Reserve System, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the book. I might have it in my I might have it in my Amazon book order, but it's about the Federal Reserve. I forget the name of the book, but I tell you, the more and more you again, let me say something about this entertainment thing. Do you think that there's a reason why we are putting more of a value on entertainment than we are on fiscal responsibility? Legendary says, are you talking about the monster, the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island? No, I'm not talking about that one. It's another one. I remember when I read that about the banking thing. There's another one exposing the central bank system. I think it's fairly new one as in comparison to The Creature from Jekyll Island. Raphael the Moore says, because old money doesn't want us to win. Now, remember, Rockefeller names gets mentioned in this video. Rockefeller gets named in a recent video that I listened to about the true intention of women's rights and the right for women to vote. The true intention behind it. Anyway, it's just it's alarming. It's really, really alarming that it's just a few of these few families who just really, really conspired to just control everything. Going back to whatever the Moochie, whatever. Like olden day banking system.
I went all the way through high school, all the way through college, all the way through testing for the CPA and all this Irish training and didn't hear about any of this. You think they want this information out here for you guys to eat up and chew up and find out what's really going on? I don't think so. Now, another one. Why don't we just tell our elected officials about this? And to make a really long story short, the We the People Foundation, the same people that put out this ad, put together a hearing. And these 40 researchers, we're going to ask the IRS and the DOJ these questions, and we're going to have this big meeting in Washington called the Truth and Taxation Hearings. Okay? So we got together with 537 questions. So we sent them the 537 questions so they could research and have the answers. And what did they do? They reneged on coming. They signed off on it, but they reneged on coming. So you all didn't get to hear the truth. We went on and had the hearings anyway, put it on CD, marched around Washington, giving it to all 535 congressmen and senators. Please look at this information. We got stupid responses back like, thank you for visiting our offices in Washington. The next time you come to Washington, please visit us again. They don't care. Your presidents don't care. Another one that they asked me, or they'll say something like, well, this just sounds like it's some kind of conspiracy theory. Y'all hear that a lot? Okay. But tell me this, what's the difference between a conspiracy and a strategy? Don't you understand that this is all by design? All this black, white stuff. You're white, I'm black. You know, you're Democrat, I'm a Republican. You know, y'all heard of divide and conquer before, right? Why y'all letting them do it to us? While I'm sitting up here arguing with this man about what his great-great-great-granddaddy did to mine, there's this big old fence closing in around us. And while I'm sitting here wasting time and he's sitting here telling me what he doesn't know, we need to put our heads together and figure out how to get out of this fence that these people are building around us. Am I right?
I remember this lady, she was talking about the tax thing with the IRS and how the whole tax code is not really IRS is kind of like a sham. The tax code thing was just a sham. That's why I always say a lot of my videos that they give you this tax because you got to pay, but in the tax code, they give you the way that you don't pay the tax. With the understanding that most people are not going to look into the way that you don't pay the tax. It's very much the same kind of way that the great taking got put into place. The great taking got put into place over years, where it's actual law now. Whereas if you don't hold it, you don't own it. But it was done while everyone was looking around and I think being entertained. You ever think about why there is, and I know I just said this on another video, why there is such a huge push for us to be entertained and that we're giving so much value to it? I don't know, but doesn't it seem off? I mean, I don't know. Doesn't it seem off to repeatedly pay one person $200 million every 4 to 6 years? Another $200 million? Another $300 million? Another $250 million? This one person repeatedly. Doesn't it just seem odd that that happens? I love sports, but doesn't it seem odd that I don't know? Again, I don't know, but I'm wondering. I'm just thinking out loud. Would we be, let's say, instead of the athletes getting hundreds of million, they get tens of million. And the police officers and the firefighters, like, they get more. I don't know. I just think that if, let me just think about this. If a engineer can be stressed on a project and feel stressed because his boss is stressing him or is an a-hole or is stressed because the kid's his teenage daughter snuck out and they came back and there was a big argument. If that person can get stressed being an architect, can't the fireman get stressed? And can't other public servants get stressed? Just, right? Just life stress. But what if your job is going into harm's way? What if that's your job? Like your job is, okay, we're going in that way, not the safety. Not the safety. You're going into harm's way. And those people get paid the least amount of money. Jacob's Ladder, what's going on, bro? He says, we are all starting to wake up to what is odd. You understand? Doesn't it feel kind of like we've moved to this, that being entertained is more important? Legendary. Legendary said, this is our wonderful capitalistic system here, Siege. I used to run in burning buildings for free. I was a volunteer firefighter for over 5 years. Nice, man. Nice. It's just odd. Like, I forget, I think it was Benjamin Franklin, but I can't remember if it was Franklin or if it was one of the Adams dudes, but I know one of them said it when a country begins to value being entertained over basic civil liberties, that nation is destined for its demise. You know what's interesting too? We put this value on being entertained, but it's like, oh no. Only a few are gonna make it. Only a few. It's kind of interesting. That's right, Legendary. Like the fall of Rome, feed the masses bread and circus. Feed the masses bread and circus. It's interesting to me. All right, I just think it's odd that it's such a value on entertainment. It's odd that that kind of money that can be made, and there's civil war for raising teachers' salaries. Like, why does it have to be either or? Like, why does college have to become such a business? Or everybody goes to college for free and it becomes more of this thing. Like, why is it such polar opposites? It's amazing. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But anyway, I just wanted to share that video. That was the lady who did talk about the taxes and IRS. I remember not. I couldn't quite remember her face, but I do remember it now. She was talking about the hoodwink that is the IRS. All right, Marjorie Taylor Greene this is parody, so this is not Marjorie. But listen to this thing here. This is a little 2-minute clip from Vivek and Tucker Carlson.
Party that was, I saw Kamala, at the convention, and she gave a speech that was very bellicose and belligerent. It was a kind of speech that was written by neocons and the CIA. The first time in history, they had a CIA former director speaking right before her, Leon Panetta. They had military people speaking at the Democratic convention. Democrats were the anti-war party. They were the pro-Constitution party. They were the party that was against Wall Street and representing the little guys, the cops, the firefighters, union and labor people. In the 2020 election, roughly 50% of the people in this country voted for Donald Trump. But that group that voted for Donald Trump represented 30% of the wealth in our country. The 50% of the people that voted for Joe Biden represented 70% of the wealth. There's been an inversion now where the Republican Party has become the party of the common man, of working people, of the middle class. And the Democratic Party has become the party of Wall Street, of the military industrial complex, of big pharma, big agriculture, big tech, the big banking systems, and all of what Donald Trump calls the deep state, which is this web of financial interests that is not necessarily a little conspiracy, but it's a conspiracy of self-interest that functions together in tandem to shift wealth upward, to clamp down totalitarian controls, and to transform this country from the world's exemplary democracy into a corporate kleptocracy and a very, very oppressive oligarchical system, the kind of system that we fought a revolution to overthrow in 1776.
Wow. Bless you.
And then we got this. Is this odd to any? This dude is on his belly being handcuffed. Like, I'm just trying, what's going on here? Listen to this.
Chill out.
Dylan,
Get on video.
I did. Dylan.
He's cursing. The cop's cursing at him.
Go, go. Dylan, go. Dylan, no, I'm trying to get on video.
They put him in handcuffs. Oh, fuck.
And I'm just thinking to myself, why is that police officer so upset? He is visibly upset. It could be any number of reasons. It could be all kinds of reasons. But I will tell you this, when you get the money right, when we figure out the money thing, it just makes a lot of other things better. When we get the money right, right, my mentor, it ain't right until the money's right. It ain't right until the money's right. And so, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm picking the servants as an example, the public servants, because they're public servants. And I just, I don't know, just, I saw that video. I'm like, what the? I don't know where Miami played. I don't know if Miami played home. I think this was before the game. I don't know if Miami, because I heard them saying something about it when I was watching the NFL Red Zone or something. It's just like, it's just strange. Like, why was there a need to be on the ground? Just trying to understand that. On the ground, handcuffed. I'm just trying to understand that. And I think maybe it has something to do with the fact that there's a value. Again, there seems to be a greater value towards entertainment than it does to just basic civil right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if the people who do the bridges and the roads that we drive on, I don't know. I'm wondering if they're feeling a certain kind of way. I don't know. I, I don't know. I just, do you think that athletes would be okay with tens of millions? Like, and someone would say, but the owner makes billions. And I just think to myself, right? Just something's, I don't know. I think people who, I don't know, I just think that people who run into harm's way and just, right. If we flip it, right? If police officers, I mean, even if it was just 200,000, right? I feel like they would have better days. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I mean, I don't know. Just kind of strange anymore. Yeah, so I saw something. I saw that Dak Prescott had got an extension. I don't know how this stuff works, but it felt like it's like, didn't he just give a couple hundred mil, 300 mil before? I don't know. Anyway, I just keep, I remember Aaron Judge got that contract, and then he's going to get an extension. His is pretty long though. Just seems odd. Just seems a little off. Just seems a little off. Just seems a little off to me. Yeah, I got you, legendary. It's just strange. It's just odd to me. Anyway, that was just some food for thought. I'm just looking at that like, what the world? The dude is on the ground on his belly. He's getting handcuffed. And I just think that's gotta be about somebody not having a good day. And then there's this, and I'm trying to understand it, right? And so when I say we got our values kind of screwed up, this is odd. Officer tells the homeowner that he owns her house and refuses to step outside.
Get the out of my home.
I'm not gonna get out of your house. I'm not gonna step outside your house. Tell you why I'm right here.
Because you walked in.
No, because they opened the door and ran from me.
And
That's
now
why.
it's my home.
And now that I'm inside your house, I own your house right now.
No, you
Yes, I do.
don't. You do not have a right to be inside my house. I will talk to you outside.
No.
You don't have the word, no, don't talk to them.
I don't
You
have
do
to
not have
let
the
me tell
word
you.
to be inside. I will talk to you outside.
One.
Officer, I will
I
talk
am
to you.
not
outside.
gonna step outside your house.
You do not have a
You're
word
gonna
to be
talk right
inside of my house.
I'm not inside your house, okay?
You're inside of my
Let me
house
tell you why I'm right here.
because you walked in.
No, because they opened the door and ran from me.
And
That's
I'm
why.
telling you, I am the
Okay, and
adult
I'm
here.
telling
This
you
is my home.
Then now that I'm inside your house, I own your house right now. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. What I mean, I don't care if you know your rights.
And I'm telling you, my
So-
dog will bite you if I tell her to bite you.
Tell
So
your
I'm
dog to bite
asking you to back
Tell
up.
your dog to bite
And I
you.
will talk to you outside.
I'm not gonna talk to you
What
outside.
the fuck? What do you want inside my house? Bring your supervisor to my home now. Yeah, bring them all.
We'll turn
You
the
have
music
no
down.
right
Please,
to be
please,
inside. No, don't
Please.
fuck them.
Please.
You have no right to be inside because they opened the door, they're minors. I'm the adult here, this is my home.
She
Get the
says
fuck-
she's the adult.
She's not my daughter. Get the out of my
I'm
home.
not gonna get out of your house
Then call your supervisor right now.
for 15 minutes.
That's crazy. This is why we gotta have our, besides the New York Football Giants. So again, that's a stressed dude right there. That's a stressed dude. The other dude, the other dude's a stressed dude. You know who's not, I don't know. It's just kind of backwards, man. It's just crazy to me. Just kind of crazy to me. And that's kind of like a sign, right? When the money's not right. Remember, when the money's not, it ain't right till the money is right. Right? It ain't right until the money is right. Like, how is that dude? How is it possible that dude is thinking that way? Like, I bet though, there's a good shot he's not ordering Instacart. That he is going to the grocery store. And it's getting pricey to shop for food. It's getting pricey to shop for food. It's getting pricey to own a home, buy a home, rent a home. Right? And something happened and something is happening to just the average Joe and Jane. And do me a favor, hit that like button so we can let them know there's an answer to getting the money right, at least. And get the money right, you can enjoy some freedoms. You can own assets. And begin to outpace the debasement of the currency. Kind of live a life of freedom where you're not beholden. And then this way we can have more volunteers like Legendary, as opposed to people who need to go into harm's way to take care of their family. It's crazy. Crazy. All right, fam. So there it is. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. Do me a favor. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, how blessed are we to be early adopters in this new asset class that is the digital asset space? I mean, we're playing a game that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. Don't even know it's being played. And we're winning. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out if you didn't get a chance to do so on the way in. That'd be super cool. We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. And if you happen to be in that 45, 55% of people who are listening to, watching, and hanging out, watching the Crypto Seeds. And if you have been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get that number down from 50% to about 25%. You can do your part right now by just hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See you.